Hey, what's up everybody? It's Dakota. Welcome back to another flow for the BJJ community. And this is a flow to do as soon as you're done rolling every time, just to give your body a nice cool down after you're done after a really intense session. So we're gonna hop into child pose right away. So you should be very warm right now. You know, you just got done rolling, going a lot of live drills, a lot of live rolls. Whatever you did today, just your body should be warm, you know, so we're gonna hop right into it, pretty intense stretches. So just go ahead and rock left and right in child pose just to give your hip flexor a massage, because that's usually the muscle that we're flexing the most when we're rolling, pulling our knees to our chest. Great. And as you inhale, let's roll forward into our seal pose. And again, let the hips open up and just rock left and right. That feels good. Just shake it out and really let the hip points lean forward, and no tension in the low back and the glutes. You just want the hips to open up. One more inhale here. Really pull the chest up. And let's exhale, curl the toes in, come into a down dog. Pedal it out here. So down dog's one of the best to do after your roll. It's just like such a dynamic pose where you can just wiggle everything out, especially your head and your neck. Whew, feels good. So give a little wiggle here. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna step this right foot on the outside of this right hand and drop this left knee down. So we're gonna pause here and just mess around here in this knelt lunge, this baby lizard, whatever you wanna call it. I love it because again, we wanna give attention to this hip flexor, just open the hips up after a lot of flexing in. So I like to point my right foot out a little bit and give a little twist to the right here, maybe gaze over this right shoulder. And this is something you might use your belt for, just to wrap around the foot, but if you can, grab your foot like so. But if when you grab your foot, if it causes your body to do this right here, we don't want that. We want the hip point to lean forward, stay open, let that psoas and hip flexor stretch up. So again, that's what your belt's for. Maybe it stops here. So if it pulls up and it goes right here, maybe you find a happy medium to where your foot stays here, to where you can still open up your hip. And we pause. So find one more inhale here. Awesome. Exhale, let go. Slowly come back to your down dog and just pedal it out. And then we're stepping the left foot forward next. Step it down, drop the right knee down. Pause, just lift up the chest, drop the right hip forward, and feel the stretch. So you just want to feel that sensation here, and then you work from there. So keep that sensation, start twisting to the left with the foot, the knee goes over the foot, twisting over, maybe gazing over that left shoulder. Again, keep that right hip leaning forward, dropping down, and bend at the right knee. If it doesn't stop you, if it doesn't pull up, that's good. If it does, grab your belt. And we breathe here. So this is such a dynamic pose. It opens up so much right now. My hips are opening up. My quad, a little shoulder, a little twist. Find one more inhale here. And then let go as you exhale, come back into your down dog. Pedal it out. Shake up the shoulders, the head and neck. Whew. And walk your feet to your hands. And we're gonna come into a forward fold ragdoll. Just grab each elbow, shake it out again. Shake out the head. What we're gonna do here is interlock the hands behind the back. This is another one you might need to grab your belt if you can't interlock, but squeeze your elbows together and roll your shoulders back once you do so. And then let the hands fall over top. Let the head be heavy, neck is long. Just breathe here, a couple full breaths. So again, this is pretty intense pose or intense stretch in the front delts of the shoulder, but you should be warm right now after you just did your Jiu Jitsu session. Your body's all nimble right now. So go ahead and find one more breath. Maybe keep guiding the hands to the ground. And then we slowly let go of the hands. Bring the hands to the mat. Inhale halfway, lift up. And then exhale, fold forward again. This time, if you want to, give a little hug to the legs, or you can grab the big toes. Just pull the body down, just a forward fold for the hamstrings. But now you're giving a nice stretch to the hamstrings, really lifting the hip points up, driving through the heels. For one more breath. Great, bring your hands to the ground, inhale, halfway lift, and we're just gonna heel toe our feet out a little bit, and we're gonna come down to a full yogi squat. So bring hands to heart center, lift the chest up, and we pause here, just a couple breaths, maybe give a little wiggle, rock left and right, making sure the knees goes over the big toes, always. Maybe a little twist to the left, find a breath, and then a twist to the right for a breath. Wonderful, coming back to the center. We're just gonna lie down to our back, and just hug the knees to the heart, just rocking left and right. So we're gonna bring this left leg down straight, and this is another one you can use your belt for if you need. You can just wrap your belt around your foot, like so. For our next little sequence we got, you just put the belt right below, in that arch, right below the balls of the foot. And we're gonna hold it here first. I'm just gonna hold the belt just to do it with you. So go ahead and find a breath here. You should be able to feel a nice stretch of this hamstring. And then we're gonna drop it to the right. And we're just gonna find a breath here. Just one big breath. Maybe the left hand comes to the left hip. And on your next inhale, bring this foot back up to the center. Switch hands on the belt, and as you exhale, twist the leg over to the left. So breathing here, find a couple breaths. Nice twist. Maybe you gaze to the right too. So just overall, after you're done rolling, just giving a lot of love to the hip flexors, and then usually the midsection, so the lower back, any parts of the groins, like even the core. Because I know my hip flexors and my low back are the most sore after when I roll. So let's come back to the center and go ahead and switch legs. So drop that right leg down, left leg comes up. And just hold it here for a couple breaths. So as always, you just find whatever is most sore for your body, and then you come back to these routines and you just sort of do the poses that work good for your body. I mean, everyone's going to be sore in different positions. Everyone has different styles. Everyone has different, habits of what they do. It's just all different. Just finding what works for you. So let's bring this left leg to the left, right hand to the right hip. Pause for a breath. And then inhale, bring it back up to the center. Switch hands and exhale, bring it over to the right. Nice little twist, little IT stretch. Just breathing, couple breaths. So this is a nice little cool down after you're done rolling. And you gotta love yoga for BJJ just because they're so similar. It's just like, in yoga, I just teach people on how to get more flexible and how to connect to your body deeper, you know what I mean? In Jiu Jitsu, it's like, same thing, you're just connecting on how to use other people's bodies better, and manipulate another person's body better. And and then the whole breathing concept in yoga, it goes hand in hand with Jiu Jitsu. It's just like being able to stay calm underneath, like while you're under intense stress. Super important, same thing with yoga. So go ahead and bring that left leg down to the center. And you should be good. So doing the last little bits, any extra that you might need, again, that's a nice little routine to do every time after you're done rolling. It's just great because you can do these intense stretches. The only thing I would add to this is if you're just like lying around, if you're sore in your wrists a lot and your hands a lot, I am, mess around with upward plank all the time. So you can bring your feet about a foot ahead of you and your hands about a foot behind you. You can point the fingers towards you and come up like so. And you can rock forward and back here. And this gives you a great stretch for the shoulders and the wrists and hands. So that's great to do after a session where you're really warm. And you can also point the fingers away from you. Same thing, you bring the hips up, let the head drop back. Same thing, you can rock forward and back. And it gives such a good stretch for the hands. And it's just such a dynamic stretch. So it's a great one to do after you're done rolling. And whenever your body is like just ready for dynamic stretches. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. I have plenty of more of these yoga for Jiu Jitsu flows coming. I just got my blue belt, you know. I'm not going to get blue belt blues. I'm keep going after it. I'm really excited to, you know, continue my BJJ journey. It's a lot of fun. So glad to have you here. Glad to have you phone with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.